Welcome to today's reflection on the power of mindset. We all know how easy it is to get trapped in negative thoughts, those inner voices that whisper doubt, fear, and failure into our ears. But what if I told you that the very thoughts you see as weaknesses could actually become your greatest source of strength? What if your negative thoughts aren't a curse but a hidden source of fuel for your growth? Today, we'll explore how to reset your mindset, reframe your thinking, and transform negativity into energy that propels you forward. Think about how many times negative thoughts have stopped you from even starting something. Maybe you had an idea for a project, a business, a change in lifestyle, or even a relationship, but your mind said, "It won't work, you're not ready, what if you fail?" Those words can be paralyzing. And the tragedy is not the failure itself, but that we never even tried because of what we told ourselves. But here's the secret. Negative thoughts are not commands, they're suggestions. They're like little notifications from your brain, messages that you can either accept or reject. And when you learn to reject the lies and reframe them as challenges, you unlock a power that most people never realize they have. Section 1. Understanding the power of thoughts. Our thoughts shape our reality. When we constantly think, "I'm not good enough," or "I always fail," our brain believes it, and we start living in alignment with those beliefs. Science even supports this. Psychologists call it the self-fulfilling prophecy. When you expect failure, you unconsciously behave in ways that make failure more likely. But here's the good news. Just as negative thoughts can limit us, positive reframed thoughts can free us. A thought is only a thought. It has no power until we give it meaning. Imagine your thoughts as seeds. If you plant seeds of doubt and water them with fear, you'll grow weeds that choke your progress. But if you plant seeds of possibility, hope, and determination, you'll grow strength. The soil of your mind doesn't choose what grows, you do. Every thought you allow to take root determines the harvest of your future. That's why awareness is so powerful. If you can catch yourself in the moment, if you can pause and say, "Wait, this is just a thought, not my destiny," you create space to choose a better response. That tiny pause is where transformation begins. Section 2. The hidden value of negative thoughts. We often see negative thoughts as enemies, but in truth, they can be teachers. Think of them as alarms. When your mind says, "I can't do this," it's really signaling an area where you need growth, preparation, or courage. Negative thoughts highlight where fear lives in us. They show us the gap between who we are now and who we want to become. They invite us to take action, to fight back with truth and determination. Instead of silencing them, we can learn to listen, reframe, and redirect them. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're about to give a presentation, and your mind screams, "You're going to mess this up. Everyone will laugh at you." That thought feels cruel, but it's also a clue. It reveals that you care about doing well, that you value how you're perceived, and that you want to succeed. Instead of letting that thought crush you, you can flip it. "Because I'm nervous, it means this matters to me." And if it matters, I will prepare and give my best. Negative thoughts, when reframed, become fuel. They push you to prepare harder, to show up stronger, and to prove to yourself that you are capable. In that sense, they're not enemies, they're hidden allies waiting to be redirected. Section 3. How to reframe your thinking. Here's the practical part. Steps to reframe your mindset. 1. Catch the thought. Don't ignore your negative thoughts. Write them down. Awareness is the first step. 2. Question it. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? What evidence supports it? What evidence contradicts it? Most of the time, the thought crumbles under inspection. 3. Reframe it. Turn, "I can't do this," into, "This is a chance to learn something new." Turn, "I always fail," into, "Failure is teaching me how to succeed next time." 4. Replace it with fuel. Use affirmations, visualization, or action steps. For example, "Because I failed before, I now know what not to do, and that makes me stronger." Let's practice this together. Suppose your thought is, "I'll never succeed because I've failed too many times." Catch it. You recognize the thought. Question it. Is it true that I'll never succeed? History proves otherwise. Many successful people failed dozens, even hundreds of times before succeeding. Reframe it. My failures are proof that I'm trying, and every attempt is teaching me something new. Replace it with fuel. Each setback adds to my experience, and experience is what brings mastery. By doing this over and over, you train your brain to automatically shift from despair to determination. Section 4. Real-life examples. History and modern life are full of people who reframed their failures into victories. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. His reframe, "I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. She reframed rejection as redirection and became one of the most influential voices in media. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of giving up, he reframed that moment as motivation, and became one of the greatest athletes in history. Their secret wasn't the absence of negative thoughts, it was the ability to turn those thoughts into fuel. Think about J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before her books became a global phenomenon, she faced rejection from 12 publishers. She was a single mother, broke, and struggling with depression. It would have been easy to accept the negative voices saying, "You'll never make it." But she reframed those rejections as opportunities to improve her manuscript. Her resilience turned her story from despair into inspiration for millions. The lesson here is simple. Success stories aren't built on the absence of failure, they're built on the courage to keep reframing failure until it becomes success. Section 5. Mindset Reset Practices you can start today. 1. Daily affirmations. Begin your day with empowering statements like, "I am capable, I am learning, I am stronger today than yesterday." 2. Gratitude journaling. Replace negativity by focusing on 3 things you're grateful for every morning or evening. 3. Visualization. Close your eyes and picture yourself overcoming the challenge you're facing. See it, feel it, believe it. 4. Action over rumination. Every time a negative thought hits, take one small positive action. Action is the best antidote to overthinking. Another practice you can try is what psychologists call thought distancing. Instead of saying, "I am a failure," you phrase it as, "I am having the thought that I am a failure." Notice the difference. The first statement defines you, the second one separates you from the thought. This distance reminds you that you are not your thoughts. You are the thinker, the observer, the one in control. And here's a bonus practice. Surround yourself with mindset shapers. These can be books, podcasts, mentors, or even a supportive community. The voices around you often shape the voices inside you. If you're constantly hearing stories of resilience, hope, and growth, it becomes easier to reframe your own inner dialogue. Section 6. The bigger picture. A mindset reset isn't about pretending negativity doesn't exist. It's about recognizing that your brain can work for you or against you, and you get to choose which side wins. Negative thoughts are not walls to stop you, they are signals pointing you to growth. When you reframe your thinking, failure stops being the end of the road and becomes the beginning of wisdom. Doubt transforms into determination. Fear turns into fuel. And remember, this is a lifelong process. Even the most confident, successful people still hear negative thoughts from time to time. The difference is, they've learned not to let those thoughts define them. They've built a habit of reframing. They've trained their minds the way an athlete trains their body. And just like building muscle, the more you practice, the stronger you become. Imagine yourself 5 years from now if you start reframing today. Every negative thought you overcome is like lifting a weight. Over time, your mental strength compounds, and you'll look back realizing that what once felt impossible now feels natural. That is the power of a mindset reset. Conclusion. So the next time your mind says, "You can't," smile and say, "Watch me." Remember, mindset isn't about having perfect thoughts, it's about learning to guide your thoughts in the direction of growth. Reset your mind, reframe your thinking, and let every negative thought become a stepping stone toward confidence, success, and purpose. Closing call to action. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might be battling negative thoughts right now. And remember, every time you choose to reframe your mindset, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your future.